Welcome to the Small Town View podcast, hosted by Lynette Clark and Jackie Welch.
Where community is strength and unity is power. We are Randolph County United. Welcome to episode 0. I'm Jackie Welch, your co-host with Lynette Clark. We are getting started today with introductions of who we are and why we are here. So I'm going to kick us off. Just kind of jump right in. I am from Randolph County, born and raised here. My family used to own hardware and lumberyard. So I have been in small business for as long as I can remember. So that's what really drew me to small business. I grew up in it, can remember that importance of community and serving the customer from being really little. My dad, he used to go a lot to help people. And I remember this one specific situation where he left in an evening. When I was so little, I don't remember all the details, but I remember he got a call that someone had a leak in their house. Right. But to a 5-year-old, I imagined, and I know this is not true today as an adult, but I imagined as a kid, like their house was completely flooded, right? Like the house was full of water and he was going to save them, right? Because
Like a
the house was,
superhero.
like the house was floating away. I feel like that's what I thought in my head was happening. And he, of course, went and got whatever the supplies were they needed from the hardware store and then was able to help them fix that problem. So I just remember being in all of that as a child, like, wow, that's cool that my dad can fix that, right? That he has the tools to be able to help someone. And then just being in that super community minded, doing the things. They had events like Fair on the Square back in those days. They were there, right? And they were at the fairgrounds during the 4-H fair for all week, and just being part of a community and just something bigger outside of that business. And I feel like that's really where my passion comes from, just being surrounded by that, being young and growing up in that small business as a child. So
Well, I'm Lynette Clark, and I also work here at Randolph County United. And for me, community is all about the people, right? It's about who's in your corner. We support one another. And my family actually moved here back in 2001, and we moved from Mississippi. We didn't know anybody from this community, but my dad took over a church here. He was invited to take over as pastor. So we packed up and moved like 600 miles.
wow.
And I remember being kind of scared as a child because I didn't know anybody. The culture here is different than it is in Mississippi, just different things. And I remember we were accepted by Randolph County, and the people that came and did things for us that they didn't have to. They helped us remodel our home. People came over and helped paint. People brought us groceries. So that was my first taste of community. And then just watching my family at the church, our home was always one that was open to others, especially the youth. We helped a lot of youth that was in need, and we still do. But just seeing that the churches as the community really took in people and helped people out. And then as I've got older, I've just kind of adapted that in my life, that I want to help each other. And that's one of the main reasons that drew me here to Randolph County United, is because we are a united front together for Randolph County. And I just kind of want to live that out and live intentionally to help one another and support one another.
Yeah, that's cool. So you were accepted into Randolph County. I'm from here. So I heard somebody just the other day in a meeting say they have lived here 20 years now. And he said he can finally say he's from here.
Well, this
So
made
that's hard, yeah.
this made 20 years for us.
Nice.
Well, I guess it was technically 2002 when we finally were settled here. So yeah, it's been 20 years. So I guess maybe I'm officially can say I'm from Randolph County.
I like how you said settled here. It's like we're on the Oregon Trail. That's what it reminded me.
Yeah, well, that's it's kind of what it felt like as a child, because we're moving. My dad's like, we're moving to Indiana, and we knew we had no family in this area. We had no friends, and I remember my first Sunday at church. This girl, we became best friends. She came up to me and ran and like hugged me, and I was like, why is she touching me? And we ended up being best friends because she was so excited to have another young girl her age at church. So it was just like, it was kind of cool that those friendships just started automatically. I feel like Randolph County, that's something I take pride in. I feel like we care about each other and we take care of our own. I mean, it's really cool to see, even just in the projects, as you know, we do here at Randolph County United, the cultivating community work we do. We have so many projects we're working on. It takes so many people, and we all have our own talents and we all have our own backgrounds. But when you get together in the boardroom or at our round table, you see all these ideas come together and the great work that we can accomplish.
Yeah. Really great collaborators. I mean, you see
Yes.
that in every meeting. Just, hey, I know where you can go for that, or this is who you need to talk to, or I can help with that. They're super eager to just step up and help and make the community better. And I agree. That's something very cool to be a part of here in Randolph County United. So,
Well, I even see too, if we have people around the table and then we need something, but someone knows someone who's not been invited to the table, they always are willing to make room for one more. if,
Yeah.
because they know that the more ideas we have, the more work we can do together as long as we stay united.
So that's who we are. On this podcast, our purpose is to get that out, right, to the community and how we're doing that and how we're being successful with that. And also provide opportunities to grow as a leader. That's huge for us here at Randolph County United. We put together a lot of workshops and lunch and learns, and it's all to help our community members and our small businesses learn something new, or maybe something that they know a little bit about, but they want to grow and get better at that, because there's always room to grow and learn something new and get better. And so that's why we exist, to help that, our community and our small businesses. So our podcast is just an extension of that. We're going to bring some speakers that we want to bring in and talk about how we were started and what the vision was for Randolph County United, and then just some books that we're engaged in and reading as far as leadership building. We're getting ready for Live to Lead, and a big event that we have here in Randolph County. It's a national thing as well through Maxwell, and I know we'll have some books come out of that and want to be talking about those topics and what we learn at that event.
We'll
So
have our Amazon carts ready to go.
we will.
That's what I did last year. I came away with a library, I feel like. And two, the cool thing about this podcast is we're designing it for the community. So if you're a business or anyone out there listening and there's something you want to learn about or something you want to hear about, email us so we can
Definitely
create this, because we want it to be useful for you guys as our listeners. That's our whole purpose of this, is to help the community and bring awareness and just add to that collaboration and give you guys a spot where you can learn about RCU and also about some really awesome things that we're doing and just some topics that we are passionate about and we want to share. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to a Small Town View podcast. We encourage you to subscribe and follow us on any of the major podcast sites, including Apple, Amazon, Spotify, and Google. We also want you to reach out and follow us on our social media. Randolph County United has a Facebook and Instagram along with a YouTube channel. We hope that you will keep learning, keep growing, and as always, be amazing.